Hi, my loves. It's Jermaine, lady girl from around the way, where we have culture, conversation, and community. And in today's video, I'm coming to y'all with some commentary about a recent podcast episode that I saw with Tank and Jermaine Dupri. This is R&B Money. Now, I know that y'all know that I'm a music girly, which is why I'm singing in every video, literally. And it's something like the R&B Money is a podcast that I really do enjoy. Like one of the very few men with podcasts that I will listen to, just because one, Tank is an incredible artist. If you follow me on TikTok, you know I love when I do you dirty. Okay, I just have to have it. And so I'm just coming to you with a little midday munch, a little munch and lunch. It's about 12 o'clock where I am, so probably you're somewhere enjoying your lunch, sister. I hope you're having a good day. Now, before I hop into my commentary, please go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. So yeah, boom. I wanted to get into a little bit of what Jermaine Dupri mentioned in his, in the episode. So I wanted to say this as a disclaimer. Jermaine Dupri is not someone who I am eager to talk about, eager to, feel what his views are on so-and-so. I feel like Jermaine Dupri is a little problematic when it comes to misogyny, patriarchy, all of those things that I always vehemently speak about and speak against. However, his talent is undeniable, much like a lot of them niggas that's sitting in jail and making the soundtracks and the music to our lives. He is who he is, and I take what they say with a grain of salt. But sometimes talent is undeniable, and he is one of our generation's musical geniuses. I think that we love to talk about the R. Kellys and we love to talk about the Diddy's, but we don't often enough talk about Jermaine Dupri and his, footprint on the music industry and just, again, making the soundtrack to our lives. Now that that's out the way, I wanted to talk a little bit about this clip right here, because when I heard it, it kind of struck a chord. And so I'll play this here. It'll probably be some of what he's saying, and then I'll freeze the frame because I don't want them coming down on me. They get that R&B money. I need my YouTube money. Okay, let's get into it here.
He's singing, and I try to put a beat under there, and Brandon was like, "Man, we ain't escape. We ain't escape. We want some chords. We want some we want some shit." And I was just like, damn, I don't know how to do that shit. This is what I know how to do. I know how to, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was just like, nah, man. And it was like, we got in an argument. Because I'm like, nigga, this the shit that work.
Right.
I want to hear y'all niggas sing over this beat. Nah, that ain't R&B, nigga. That ain't what we trying to do. We were R&B group. And I was like, oh, okay. R&B group. So then I started doing my little studying.
So one thing that I really noticed about Jermaine Dupri that I just didn't realize is like he gives like real nigga vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like he real like black, real regular, like real local Southeast Atlanta, like girl, he really from around the way. And I know this is so unrelated and really just so mean, but like listening to him talk for that time frame and 3-hour podcast, like he is really a nigga. Like what was him and Janet doing, girl? Like let me find out Janet like them thugs. It'd be them ones, from up the highway, the suburban girls that want a hood nigga. But anyway, I liked what he was talking about. This has been a common theme throughout this whole episode. Was basically he was explaining how Jagged Edge and how girl Candy, speak on it, done told him about the twins and essentially got them a record deal. And so in this clip, he's talking about how he was trying to do what he did for Escape. Okay, hey Tasha. Okay, hey Residuals. Oh my gosh, I wonder if y'all gonna hear that above me. It's like someone walking, girl. That's loud as hell. So in this clip, he's explaining how Candy had told him about this group and, they were writing their own music. And up until this point, Jermaine Dupri was writing the music for Mariah Carey. He was writing his own lyrics. He collaborated with, major names like Mariah Carey, depending on who you are in life. She is who she is, but like she wasn't that big to me in my childhood. It wasn't until I grew up and understood the weight and impact that she has had on the music industry and the musical genius that she is. And so he's talking about how he had these major records with Mariah Carey, and he always felt like he didn't know what he was doing. He always felt like he just wasn't quite sure, but somehow he ended up with, major records. I think the first record was Always Be My Baby. which is huge. You know, I'll always be my babe. You'll always be. Okay, I don't got to do it, but you get what I'm saying? So he mentioned that with Mariah's Carey record. He mentions this when he talked about, collaborating with Jay-Z. And in the portion of the conversation about Jay-Z, DJ Clue used to drop mixtapes, which sounds like an ancient time ago, but mixtape culture has definitely, again, shaped what we see today. I think we should bring back mixtape culture. Anyway, he's talking about how in all of these instances, when he had opportunities to work with mega superstars, Jay-Z wasn't as big as Mariah Carey then, but he always showed up and he always felt like he didn't know what he was doing. And in the clip, he's saying how the Jagged Edge guys, the twins, they've been writing their own music, which was different for him because he lost a sense of control with what the artist would actually say. And then thus he would make the music he was producing and everything. But he wanted to do real R&B with chords and arrangements and, vocal layering and all of these different things that he didn't have to necessarily focus in on with a group like Escape. And the point I'm getting to is the fact that even though Jermaine Dupri did not have the tools, or he felt he was not equipped to handle a request, or not equipped, or, could add up to a major superstar, he always showed up. And every time that he showed up, he ended up with a major super hit. And, he put out the second song from the group Jagged Edge. He only put out two before they popped. And the first one was Gotta Be, and it was a hit. And I'm coming to y'all because I'm, working. I'm like, girl, that's fucking deep. Like, every time that you come across something in life and you feel like, I don't really know. And even if like the opportunity comes and drops into your lap, or you actually move toward it and you feel a little shaky, you feel like, damn, I don't really know how to do this. I don't really know the course, or I don't know how to do this job. I'm not necessarily sure how to do this task. Continue to go through it. Continue to move forward, because you just never know what's going to come of it. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's explaining how he was just a young kid from Atlanta making beats and, whatever. He didn't even have the ultimate confidence in himself. He was literally just going through the motions. And I think, social media has tricked us to believe that we have to be perfected. We have to be polished. We have to be put together. We have to have, a strategy and a brand rollout and all of these different things. And I'll be the first to tell you, I've gotten caught up in that before too. In order for us to come out and show the world what our art is, show the world what our opinions are, show the world what our talents and our gifts, and sharing with those people. But he, in that moment, reminded me, like, you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to even know what you're doing. And you don't have to have the ultimate confidence in what it is. Just fucking do it. Just do it. Get out there, get in the mix, move around. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I be needing those little 1-2s, them little quick pick-me-ups, okay? We're going to call this the midday pick-me-up, a little munch and lunch. Because not every single time are you going to have everything that you need. Not every single time are you going to be in a space that you have, the exact piano, the exact chord, the exact whatever, but you still go through with it. And you just don't know what's going to come of it. And if you keep perfecting and you keep trying, and also to collaborate with people who have the same vision and want the same end goal, you ain't got no choice but to win. And even if it's not a number one hit record on the Billboard charts, the fact that you can come up with an idea in your mind and you bring it into fruition, whatever that may be, that is a win. Understand that, right? And so I wanted to come to y'all today just because that laid down and was deposited into my spirits. I'm like, you know what? Let me just pop out and tell my hoochies that keep it good, okay, and keep it pushing and keep it moving. Even if you're afraid, even if you're scared, even if you're not as confident, still go through with it. Your skill set is enough. Your transferable skill set is more than enough, because we always think, well, I don't know this, but I know that. Girl, you know enough. Do what you got to do to get where you got to go. Let me know what you think. Do you guys watch R&B Money? Have you watched any of their shows? I mean, some artists I will skip over when they're doing the producer thing, but I'm sure that, if you're into the creative space or whatever, that's something that you enjoy. I'll link it in the description if you're interested in watching the whole thing, because it's interesting. It's cool. I always love to see, and follow people who have reached a certain level of success and what you can extract from that, right? I'll drop that in the link in the description, whatever. Let me know what you think. As always, I'm sending you much love and much light, and I'll see you in the next video.